Check everything else while we are here.
Hazanui's a cannonball. Cold as winter until suddenly she's not.
Meet her eye when you've got bad news. She respects that.
I don't think she likes me. I spent most of my career escorting foreign ships.
Many have. She's got nothing against scramble roots, but don't stare at her hand.
Look her in the eye and don't stare at the hand.
If this is about the Hazatoa tournament, I've got nothing to do with that, alright? I just serve the drinks.
He holds his hands with the exhausted resignation of a man who's made his case many times. What?
Some of the soldiers and sailors get to making unwise bets when they play.
He rolls his eyes.
Like I said, I keep out of it. None of the regulars are looking for new opponents, though, if that's what you're asking. All the better for you, trust me.
Why do you work for the Royal Deadfire?
They always pay on time. They're run by the Ronganui, so they should, right? Also, I'm from a town near Takoa. Rautai's full of all kinds of kith, not just Amawa. But the Amawa have a long history at sea. They make up a lot of sailors and soldiers, including most of the ones that ended up here. I'm really only supposed to serve Royal Deadfire Company captains. But I'll make an exception for a fellow dwarf.
Hey.
Try the razor skewers, if you can handle the heat.
Alright. Yeah, a wee bit expensive, just a wee bit. Just a wee bit.
Adair, I get the feeling you don't like me much. Was it something I said? I think it was something I said.
Something you said.
No, it's not. You're not doing anything wrong, exactly.
Really? I mean, you tell me if you had a problem, right? If I'd bothered you this whole time?
It's nothing personal. I just don't think we need to be talking, is all.
Oh, well, thanks for clearing that up.
I suppose so. No, we don't like you. Bugger off. I wanted to say. Take Masca.
Clear skies, my friend.
Wakoyo crosses his arms and tips his head to the side. A long scar traces a path down his face, curving sharply where his cheek rises with a smile. Captain of the Valiant, had yourself.
I know of you already, Captain. The boats of our decorated armada have orders which spread them thinly across the archipelago. Rauatai finds itself in need of a privateer.
His brow rises as he speaks the word.
Your ship, unmoored from Deadfire politics, is an asset I would grasp with both hands. An arrangement can help us both. You will empty the seas of competition in exchange for profit.
Nice. Aren't you afraid that the privateering will start a war?
An official reckoning is drafted to account for every cannonball shot in the name of Rauatai. Our paperwork is most thorough. For every ship sunk, there is a legal justification. Our enemies will know the war is started on the day we fail to turn in our paperwork.
Okay, what bounties do you have available?
A Scylla wave skipper is your first target. A pirate shirking any pretense of lawful conduct in the open seas.
Wakoyo grimaces and itches at his scar. Take the bounty.
Most excellent. A Scylla commands the Voyager River Dragon, which pesters a group of islands to the southwest of Port Mage.
Where'd I go?
Ask away, my privateer. Our enemies sow discord in the waves while you tarry. Let no one say aha the lazy privateer.
I've got it.
The man greets you with arms crossed over his chest. He has a mass of scar tissue where his left eye would be, and his hands are knotted with bulging tendons.
Looking for a pistol or an arquebus? Rawatai makes the finest guns in Eora.
What
And
makes
I
your
make
guns
the
so
finest
special?
guns in Rawatai. Craftsmanship.
He holds out his knotted hands, keeping them entirely still as he speaks to you. They're covered in small burns and scars that blur the varied pigmentation of his skin.
If you ask my superiors at Imperial Command, they'll tell you our main exports are saltpeter and metal.
Oh, Peter?
Those are just things. They're prized because of what we do with them.
He reaches under the counter and presents a blunderbuss, holding it out for your inspection with ever steady hands. It's a high quality piece.
Rawataian industry is about discipline, precision,
So basically,
mastery
money.
of a careful art. Those qualities guide all that we build.
Let's see. We do much with that.
My intelligence then ask. But do not waste my day with Tretello doesn't make my affairs any easier with his wayward ambitions. His brood threatens open bloodshed in the streets, and he thinks... Delusional little snake. Fine. But you can assure him that I won't be alone. Go on then. Let him know. Before I change my mind.
I'm going to go for this one. Like I say, I'd rather have peace between them than... No doubt I'll have to anything else. Pick a side. I can already sense that's what's definitely going to be happening.
Adu, what brings you to the whole of the Valeres?
She has agreed to meet and discuss terms of peace.
You really managed to convince that stubborn Pugra to show up. I'll make sure the estate is prepared to receive her.
Here we go. Let's begin the negotiation.
I will send a messenger to fetch Azali. Whether she is still receptive to the idea of a truce is ultimately up to her.
Like I say, they're already backstabbing each other. I don't see this going well. Bardato and Valeria representatives stand arrayed around the dining table wearing expressions of anxiety and resentment. The temperature of the room suggests no more amity than when the discussion began. If we could open by defining each of your grievances and demands. Before you can finish your sentence, Otello cuts you off with a hard wave of his hand.
You run your bank like a crime syndicate. Some of us struggled to tell the difference.
Otello points an accusing finger across the table.
We can take it up with the director anytime you feel like explaining why your children are intimidating my merchants.
As Ali opens her palms in every way composed, she glances over at you, and her mouth turns downward.
I see our would-be mediator has arrived.
Well,
we're here. I hope this wasn't some elaborate, ill-advised jest.
Kill everyone!
I would not willingly welcome a Bardato beneath my roof for the sake of a jest.
Please, let's try not to sabotage this from the outset.
As long as the Valera remembers his place, we shouldn't have any problems.
Where you see this happen badly?
My place is in the dueling ring. Care to let the gods decide?
Don't be a dick, mate. You already got your ass handed to you. Martino licks his lips and fingers the pommel of his rapier.
Quiet, Martino. Watcher, now would be the time to lay out your reasoning.
Okay, I've made allies of former enemies before. I think we can pull together into a stronger force. So they could actually overtake the Royal Deadfire Company, maybe?
Ugh, raise the stir in the White March Mountains. The same could be done here.
A force? Watcher? To what end?
So go for rational or benevolence. We'll go for benevolence. You hear more than one person laugh, including Martino. Attila, however, only looks surprised.
A noble enough goal.
Atello, I hadn't realized you had a soft spot for the natives.
And Sally's grim expression fades for a brief duration of the slightest twitch at the corner of her mouth. Attilo, you let your children lash out at potatoes. What's your goal?
My goal? To wring out a little respect from this feud before we go under. The company will bleed us dry. We give our lives, our loved ones' lives, and they don't lift a finger to help us. The Bardatos turn their backs. Why shouldn't I teach my children to walk with their heads high?
The point, you're distracting yourself from what's important. Or, I could say, and Sally, why should the Valerian family?
One does not arm the competition. Besides, lesser people have made more of themselves without the aid of banks.
Sally stops herself, seeming for the moment to doubt her own convictions. And the pirates?
Vagabonds. The only thing I'll say for Atello is that he is a son of the Republics. I'll treat him like any enemy of note.
I'm amazed you can say this with a straight face, Azali.
You were a gold-packed knight once, weren't you, Sally?
Once you owned the castle, things change.
What started this in the first place?
What else? We turned up and proved you didn't need 10 generations of inbreeding to get the job done.
Oh.
And the Bardatos took offense.
It suits you to play the slighted paupers, doesn't it? Atello Valera insulted me to the
Just kill them.
governor's face.
Just kill them, please.
His son maimed one of my guards. I tired of their play at innocence. I have raised up my family through effort and sacrifice. Yes. Yes, I do.
Sally nods her eyes suspiciously. I'll see if I can get resolve. The Valerian family is hungry for coin, and you have it to spare. Demand an apology, accept it, move on.
This is ridiculous! Our family shouldn't humble before hers! What sort of truce?
Antino seems poised to continue, but Atello raises a hand in protest.
You have my sincerest apology, Lady Bardazzo. This has gone too far and too long, besides.
Atello delivers a deep, gentlemanly bow, which Isallo and Martino observe with mutual astonishment. She considers her words, nodding slowly to herself.
I want the Principe out of the trade lanes.
What?
Half of this month's shipments are missing. I'll give you coin and crew for 5 ships to earn back my investment.
Opens her palms and awaits his response.
6 ships. With 6 I will drive the Principe from these waters like rats from a fire.
Atello straightens his spines and nods with confidence.
Even money says the Principe already be shaking in their timbers at the raw thought of your 6 fish-stinking ships.
You think yourself the first to underestimate us, little one?
Atello chuckles to himself.
6 ships. I believe we just made a deal, Valera.
Then it's settled?
Atello sounds bewildered by his own words.
So it seems. For the time being. Time will tell if this arrangement is a favorable one. My hosts, you'll excuse me if I return home.
Might be good, might be bad. Guess we'll just have to see. Martino, he's the biggest problem.
With our new capital, the fleet can be fully restored by month's end.
Bill strokes his chin and nods.
Here, you may count yourself as one of the family. That grants you the right to this blade.
He passes you a fine sword with a Valerian crest etched into the hilt. Yeah, he's the biggest problem. I think he'll start.
Better that the Valeras ran our fleet against the rocks than suffer peace with our enemies.
You two families play nice. Yeah, not getting into any trouble out of you, Martino.
When we outfit our new fleet, I will vent my anger on the
Good.
Principe.
Meaning no offence, friend, but that sea backing up in your swollen sack seems to be straight clogging up your brain. Of course, that'd be better than a bunch of little ewes running around Deadfire.
Perhaps I will find you out on the water someday, Principonet.
Principonet. What will you do now that the rivalry is over? It's not over.
If
It's
the
just stalled.
Bardatos are serious about financing our repairs, then the Valeras will be back at sea in no time. From there, we do what we do best. Hunting Principe boats and waving at the crew as they sink.
Cap, might you remind me why we be helping this barnacle cock swab slurper?
His hands ball tight and his lips twist over his crooked teeth. Yeah, it's just so... Like I say, you certainly can play that.
I never thought to see a Valera on my payroll.
As Ali signs over her paperwork.
I have not forgotten my debt to you. The Bardato vault is crowded with enough heirlooms that we won't miss this one.
She passes you a handsomely crafted mace. Nice. Oh. Alright, nice. Next thing. I see the secret passage. You're walking along with several hooded figures materialise out of the darkness. Not so fast. You've got to pay a toll if you want to visit Delver's Row. Good folk, open markets are vital to a healthy economy. Would you turn away a prying customer? Look at each other and shrug. You continue on, a rough stone changes to smooth cobble under your feet. Wan, a lap-like, shivers ahead and is yellow and tremulous as fear itself. Before you is a narrow cavern that withers with shadows and echoes with the music of jingling coins. Enter Delver's Row. An Orlan woman stands over a table with herbs and spices. She mixes them without looking at her work, pausing now and then to raise a spring or file to her nose. You realise she's blind.
It's the smell of cardamom that drew you, no? Or perhaps the sting of fresh pepper. Or maybe you seek something with a stronger bite.
She swivels her ears, but her cloudy eyes do not find you. What do you sell?
Food, of course, and supplies for the road. Though most here come to me for poisons and venoms. I have plenty. It's the smell of cardamom that drew
I'm looking for medicine to cure Downer's lung.
Then you'd best ask elsewhere.
She leans close and lowers her voice.
But careful. If the Mataru overseer hears there's a sickness, might be he has more questions for you.
Figure in the shadows, look as you approach. pursing his lips together in a crooked line.
Think you made a wrong turn, Bilger. You don't belong in the row.
Name's Tom.
I know who you are. I make it my bag to keep my eyes on the new fish that end up in the gullet. You're the type of scab that bores me. Feel free to piss off.
Will do.
And for a cure to Drowner's lung.
Keep your rotten ass away from me, Lunger.
Takes a step back from right, because he thinks I've got it.
You want to talk to a Valian that goes by Ernezzo. He runs a shop down the street, here in the row. Don't tell him I sent you. And don't say I never did you any favours.
Look at that. Okay, so that's possible the medicine.
You need a blade or a bludgeon or some sturdy armor. Imuani has what you seek.
The old woman gives you a grin that multiplies the wrinkles in her face. Okay, I'm looking for medicine.
Then you blunt your teeth talking to me. Go and see Ernezzo. Old Imuani's stock is tested in the hands and throats of the fiercest sorts in the gullet. Never.
Lovely. Okay.
Our buyer in Defiance Bay needs another shipment of Sveth.
Not so loudly, but send it at once. Ernezzo has not seen you before. You must be new. New or very good
Gave me
at
away.
disguises.
He peers at you through half-moon spectacles. His face is hidden behind a thick but well-groomed beard, and his eyes constantly dart between you and the doorway.
Ah, but you are the one the Roparos speak of. They are most fond of you, but not so discreet.
He waggles a finger.
But how did you hear about this place? Wait, no. Do not tell me. Sometimes it is better not to know.
Found it.
There is something I can get for you, yes? Tell me quietly. Of course. Only do not tell anyone.
Yeah.
Come on. There is something I can get for you, yes? Eh? I hope you are not ill. But never mind. If the Mataru come asking, I will not tell.
He winks and taps his lower lip, backing away from you just a little.
But Drowner's lung is very serious. Very deadly.
Clucks and shakes his head.
The cure is not cheap. But how can one put a price on good health?
He grins malevolently and waggles 8 fingers on the countertop before you. 8. Oh, okay.
On the other hand, you look strong. Like you could handle some hard work.
That's his own meager bicep.
If the price seems high, there is a certain little favor you could do for me instead.
He raises his eyebrows, hopefully.
Just mind that you keep this between us. You have a reputation for being too candid.
That's not my problem. Honesty is the best medicine.
There is a certain merchant here who needs to not be here.
He draws a finger across his throat, saying, yep.
This merchant runs a shop at the end of the street. People know it as the Spindle Man.
The Spindle Man.
If you get rid of it, then I will give you the medicine.
It. Okay. He nods, his spectacles flashing in the candlelight.
Hold on, not so fast. Do they call him that because he carries a spindle, or because he's got spindly legs?
The spider, isn't it? It's the spider, isn't it? What do you know about the Spindle Man?
Merle, it is a dangerous pest.
He crosses his arms and shudders.
When it dug its lair, it did not even ask permission of their... of the boss.
Do varmints normally do that? Get permission from your boss?
You keep saying it. The merchant isn't Kif, is it?
It is a Vithrak.
He leans close to you and conspiratorial whisper. Is that all? He shakes his head.
They say it is a mind reader.
They certainly are,
simple folk. Quiet folk. It does not do to have a mind reader nosing among us. You understand me, yes?
He inclines his head towards you. Okay. Oh, that's great. Now I've got a mind reader.
It's early. We'll go when it's dark.
Fine. I don't know how you tell down here.
Back up. No shops this way, stranger.
Nick holds up a surprisingly smooth hand, stepping in front of you. I'm looking for Mad Marina. She works in the Undercroft. Mad Marina? She's Mad Marina.
If you say so. Only way you're getting by is with Dario's approval.
Where might I find Dario?
It's your neck. Once you leave the row, go right from the stall, left at the crossroads, then down the alleyway.
From the stall. Left, crossroads. Down the alley. Okay.
If you see Svef stains on the floor, you're going the right way. Delver's Row has plenty to offer, but it's that way.
Finds a well-manicured finger to point over your shoulder. The other hand rests on the hilt of his weapon. Agamorier. I have no idea who that is. Stray dog, alright.
Something approaches.
Good. Alright. Ooh. The Spindle Man.
What is this kith creature?
The crack cocks its head and focuses its many eyes on you. Its strange companions also stare at you with unnatural intensity.
All right, I'll go first. Is it true some of your kind are covered in soft fur that feels good to pet?
One of Fixrick's eyes shift toward the deer. After a moment, it shifts back to you.
What secrets does it bring?
You feel a gentle scratching in your head. Another voice speaks directly into your mind.
Let us see. Let us see.
Let us see. Let us see. Alright.
Keep your weather eye open, Cap. A fork probing ain't much to worry over, but I'll be a two-headed ogre if that's the only trick up them silk sleeves.
Meanwhile, the fact that scrabbles and slivers deepens into your mind. Go ahead, I've got nothing to hide. The fact reaches further into your mind, plucking and picking at your memories.
A watcher. The deer wood. The great empire of a deer. A death, a life, a wide sea, stirred by storms and pirates and...
Eola's giant, glowing head surfaces into your mind.
A wonderful secret.
You hear the Thickryn clack and rub its mandibles together. It reminds you of a glutton licking at its lips.
I don't trust this creature at all.
He eyes the Thickryn and looks towards the exit. The creature's probing psyche traces a question in your mind. Its strange companions stand perfectly still, waiting. Will you tell me a secret?
Yes. You have been generous with us.
The ogres nod slowly.
There is a place below the slums. Old, cold, and abandoned. Where the city swallows those it wishes forgotten.
Yes, I think I've been there.
But this place was once part of the city. So was its temple. A site holy to the goddess of distant, forgotten things.
What are you doing in the gullet?
We dig. There are many mines here with many secrets, many depths with even more.
A city under a city.
Another in the ruins.
It teems teems with young secrets, rivalries, and betrayals. We seek the older secrets, buried deeper and carved on weathered stone. Your friends, the broken down creatures of this place, they know the old secrets. They know, but they do not tell me.
Alright, your snooping has upset some of the neighbours. It chitters in disgust. The elf gnashes her teeth.
His is a small mind, with small concerns. What do you care for him? You...
The elf abruptly falls silent, her mouth still hanging open. The Ficrin drops her mind like a toy and it's grown bored with. It turns its attention to yours. You feel it shuffling through your thoughts, and though they were turning pages in a book. Images arise in your mind, memories. You see Petley, stifling a cough as she tells you about the drowner's lung medicine, and you see Ernezzo. Muster your willpower against the Ficrin. You push the Ficrin out and your mind clears for one blissful moment. Then the creature spurns past your defences and renews its invasion. Ooh.
Let her see. Let her see.
The Ficrin delves deeper. He sees you in Enzio's shop, talking to the merchant. You ask about the drowner's lung medicine, and Enzio begins to answer. The Ficrin chitters with interest. Drive the Ficrin out of your mind. You concentrate and draw your mind into a smooth blank pane, and still as ice over a lake. You gently draw your thoughts beneath it, where the Ficrin cannot reach them. The creature screeches with annoyance. One of the ogres echoes the sound with a gravely roar.
What is your secret? Why do you hide your thoughts of the cellar woman from us?
His eyes twitch with curiosity. Its associates stare at you unblinking.
The one who calls herself Ernezzo.
Claw of impatient. It's in Ernezzo with Z's. To be honest. I'll be honest. Ernezzo wants to kill you in exchange for a rare medicine.
You tell us a secret freely? What a rare thing, a wondrous thing. Yes, this Ernezzo speaks little to us, but her thoughts say much. We know she plots against us. But you know how to hide a secret, so we will tell you one.
It nearly dances with excitement, tapping its curved claws together. The elf sways and claps softly.
There is a hidden entrance to her storeroom.
Eyes flash and flicker.
Follow the wooden catwalk east of her shop. This is where she moves supplies in secret for Dario.
Ooh, why you tell me this?
We want to see you betray Ernezzo with her own secret. Take the medicine you desire.
Ooh. It settles closer. The ogre and the elf also take a couple of steps forward, their eyes blank and expressions still.
If you also exterminate her, then we can sell you special things at special prices.
Alright. Its mouth parts clank and tap with glee.
Though the other seller women and seller men might think angry thoughts of you then.
Alright.
She fears us, fears that we will gather and scatter her secrets. Ernezzo sells many things to common people, but also to powerful criminals who command many. This is why her shop has a secret entrance. Follow the wooden catwalk east of her shop. This is where she moves supplies in secret for Dario.
Alright, that was a bit unexpected. I want to start killing people? Not really.
Would you look at that?
I don't be supposing we could blow it up.
Hey, nice. What do I have here? 12, level 12. What am I again? 12 or